Namaskara to all of you. I'm so glad to see more than 30 participants in this orientation session. Thanks to Sri Mallaya Ganta Garu for mobilizing 32 teachers and 18 students, which is really a very good number to start with. So welcome to the Sulabh App orientation session, where you will come to know about the history, the background, how the app is being used now, and also we'll also see the demo at the end. During the demo or before the demo, during the presentation, you have any questions, please park them and ask me at the end of each session. Okay, so let me start with the first slide. So this is the agenda for the orientation session today. First, we'll talk quickly about Sharda Educational Trust, uh, what this NGO does, what are our objectives, and then we'll talk about the background of Sulabh app, how the app came about, how the history, how the app was born. So I'll explain to you. Then about Project Sulabh and the approach that we have taken, the current status of Sulabh in the last 6 months now, after the launch on 15th of June, and achievements and some short videos as I mentioned. So there are three short videos that I want to show you. And of course, there is a lot of media buzz that has happened in the last few weeks about the Sulabh app. And last but not the least, I'll give a demo on usage of the Sulabh app, which is very important for you. So, firstly, the mission of Sulabh app. So, this is something that I have coined. I thought, okay, this is the right message for any government school teacher, that if you empower somebody like a teacher, the whole school benefits. And that's what we have seen. Just one teacher is enough to bring a change in the entire school. RDF may not be a government school, but yeah, I would still say that the students who are coming to your school, most of them are slightly underserved or underprivileged, right? So these are the programs which are run by Sharda Educational Trust. We have Sharda Academy, where we have a spoken English course for government school teachers and college students, girls especially, who come from rural and semi-urban areas, who struggle when they come to college, who study in the local maybe Kannada, Telugu, Tamil medium, and when they come to college, they struggle in English, and then you know what happens later on. They fall short in the marks, academics, etc. And then we also have Margadarshak program, which is a mentorship program. This again for both government school teachers and for those underprivileged college students from rural and semi-urban areas. And Sulabh app is available now for all the courses that we have today, spoken English, Margadarshak, as well as financial literacy, which we'll talk about. The second area is a school sapling program, where we plant saplings along with the students from government schools, not in the city, but yeah, somewhere in the rural or semi-urban areas we go and plant. So you can see the impact figures below. More than 700 government school students have been part of this program. Okay, and we have planted more than 1,200 tree saplings. Okay, Project Nyanshala, where we spread financial literacy to government school students, typically age 8 to 12. There is no age limit actually. Even students who are in 9th or 10th can also be part of this through storytelling, stage play, quiz, etc. And we also set up libraries in rural community centers and rural government schools in so far in Karnataka. So we have impacted more than 1,500 rural kids, and 6 districts in Karnataka and 2 in Maharashtra so far. The other programs, financial inclusion, most of the central government schemes, you must have heard about Jan Dhan, you must have heard about Jan Arogya scheme, which has not reached the poor people. They are not aware about these schemes. So this is the awareness that we create, and we also tie up with the bank to take them there and then open their account or apply for the various schemes. So far, more than 100 underprivileged people in urban and rural areas have benefited from this program. Move to the next slide. So this is slightly about, somebody was asking me, asking about myself. I said, just wait for the presentations to start. So I was in the corporate world for more than 25 years, and at the age of 48, I quit IBM. And then I started my own company, which was into edtech, teaching languages, like Sanskrit and a lot of regional languages, Hindi, Kannada, etc. And then it was sold to Cycle Pure Agarbatti Group. And then in 2018 is when I entered into the social sector. Started with Shankar Mahadevan Academy, where I was the country head. So I got a lot of experience working for them, and then I was a consultant for one of the NGOs called Happy World Foundation. And in April 2022, I started Sharda Educational Trust along with my wife, who is a co-trustee. And then the growth has been phenomenal so far in the last almost 2.5, 3 years now. Okay, so I'm basically a finance guy. I'm a cost management accountant, company secretary, MBA in banking, etc. But then today I feel more than these degrees, it's how you give back to the society is something that is more important, is what I feel. So I still had, more than 10 years of service left when I left IBM when I was 48. I also worked for HP, Infosys, iGate, Ramco, Unisys. But then I thought, there's something that I have to give back to the society. Earning huge salary, making a lot of money, but there was no internal, that kind of satisfaction that I was getting. To use the knowledge, for benefit of others is something that has driven me to take up this role in the NGO, in the social sector. And my wife, she is basically a homemaker. She supports most of these programs. She was also a tutor for online spoken English in the past. She has also done a Montessori course, and she is active participant of all our programs. These are the 4 advisory board members. One of them, Mr. Murthy, is going to, or has already shared a video, and I'm going to show it to you in Telugu about Project Sulabh and how you will benefit. So we have Dinesh Shanoy, Murthy Garu, Lieutenant Colonel Atul Bakshi, Uma Natraj. So these are all distinguished people in their field, respective field, who are part of our advisory board. So the background of Sulabh App, it's very important for you to know, because initially we were having online spoken English class, everything was online, but then we realized that this online thing was not working out for two reasons. One, lack of volunteers, passionate, dedicated volunteers. It was very difficult to get volunteers to conduct these courses online. And the second problem was the Wi-Fi connectivity in rural areas, especially in the schools, etc. So we have had 4 batches in the past, couple of them for government school students, government school teachers, and then for the college students as well. But then an offer came from a Swiss university, BFH University, where one of the professors is a very close friend of mine. We worked together in Hewlett Packard in the year 2008 to 2010. So he saw the work that we are doing, and he said that he has few students who want to develop an app for India, especially for rural India, so that the children here can benefit. So that's how the idea of the app was born. It was not called Sulabh then. The app did not have any name when we started in October 2023. I remember it was just during Deepavali that the app discussion started, design, development, etc. started in October 23. It took some time because, the Swiss guys are very, very particular about quality. They just don't want to rush things. They are very slow, but they ensure that the work they do is of top quality. So the app was ready by end of April, and then in the month of May, they got a huge grant from their university to travel to India. The 3 students, you can see here below, 3 students, and then their professor, you can see him in the second image here next to me in the red, white and red shirt. So these 4 of them, they were given a grant to travel to India and conduct a field test. And we chose one of the schools which is not very far, about 45 kilometers from Bangalore, a government school in Chiluru in Kanakpura Taluka, where the field testing was done. And on 15th of June, because naturally there will be some bugs, there will be some concerns, issues. So it took about a month to rectify them. And on 15th of June 2024, we launched the app at Government Model Primary School, Satanuru, which is about 75 kilometers from Bangalore. And this is also in Kanakpura Taluka. Okay. So about the Sulabh app. So the name, of course, I had given that name. How that name came about is it's a full form of Sharda Universal Learning Application for Bharat. And Sulabh, is in Sanskrit it is easy, and I'm sure it is in most Indian languages. I'm not sure in Telugu also it's the same. Sulabh means easy in most of the Indian languages. So we gave that name to the app as Sulabh. Otherwise, without having a name, it is difficult to push or give an identity when we talk to people in the government schools. And the app works on laptop or on a mobile phone or on a tablet. You can either scan the code and log in, or you can simply go to our website and log in. Our website is shardatrust.org/Sulabh. Sulabh is the app. I will show you that later. So Sulabh, most of them, they think that it's an Android app or it's an iOS app. No, it is not Android or iOS. You don't have to download the app. It's a very, very simple app. It's a web app actually, which means you just have to go click on the link and you are there. You don't need to download heavy Android apps which will consume a lot of space. Especially we have seen in rural areas, the smartphones that they have are very standard, very less space in their phone. So it becomes very difficult for them to even download apps. So this is a web app, not a Android or an iOS app. That is the first thing that you need to know. And users need to have stable Wi-Fi connectivity. We are not saying you should have very good Wi-Fi connectivity. Even if you have stable Wi-Fi connectivity, it is convenient to log into the app. And since Sulabh, we are calling it Universal Learning App, which means we can add any number of courses. It does not mean we just have spoken English course. Today we have spoken English, financial literacy for students. We even have soft skills and communication skill for teachers. So any number of courses can be added to the app. So it's very flexible. But currently, I think you have asked for access to only spoken English course at the moment. And the app has quiz, short videos, interactive exercises, classroom recordings to make the learning more engaging and enjoyable. I'll quickly show you the content of one lesson so that you get an idea about the content. And Sulabh App also has a feature to download the certificate. So this is something that students or even teachers, they feel so proud after completing the course. They can go and download the certificate all by themselves. They don't have to depend on us. And the PDF file is available to download after the course is completed. What is the approach that we adopted? So when we started, of course, it was little difficult to popularize or push the app. So what we did is there were a couple of teachers who were very active, very smart, and the most brilliant students that we had in the class. We identified those two teachers. You can see them here. You can see them later also. Their names are Shweta and Priya. So they have become very popular in the NGO today. Both are English teachers in their respective schools, Satnuru and Chiluru. So we identified them and we said you have to become user champions. So just like Mr. Mallaya Ganta is the user champion for you, and maybe he will identify a couple of more user champions, because without the user champions, it is not easy to really proceed further, because they are the ones who coordinate, who get things done, who are experts. I mean, they are the ones who know the app inside out. They have done the course themselves. So they are the ones who can even help them even before coming to us for support. So we identified these two teachers, and then a self-paced course was available to them. In Sulabh App, we have two types of courses, self-paced and tutor-led. So for now, we have stopped the tutor-led because we need volunteers to teach, as I mentioned. We are focusing on self-paced only. And those two teachers, they identified students who was little senior, 6 to 8 standard were chosen, who have access to smartphone, because this was the biggest challenge. Not every student has a smartphone, or their parent does not have smartphone, or the parents don't want their children to use smartphones. So it was very difficult actually for them to identify these students. So that's why the numbers are not huge coming from these schools. So what these teachers did is we gave them access to the app, just like we have I think 18 students who are getting or got access to Sulabh App from your school. Similarly, some students were given access, and for the rest, what the teachers did was they used the app to teach other students who are not so privileged enough to have the smartphone. By taking classes on Saturdays or weekends or after school hours, they used to teach them through the app. So this is how the champions, they played a very, very important role. Without these champions, it would not have been possible to reach where we are today. So these two champions, now there are more. Today we have 8 champions actually, user champions, who are helping users navigate or use Sulabh App and coordinate with us, etc. So now you see how it looks. Today most of them after they got they got the certificate on Sulabh App, they completed the course. You can see how it looks here. These are from at least I think 4 schools here. The first ones are from Satanuru, which I mentioned to you near Kanakpura. In the second row, you can see first and second is from Humnabad. This is slightly closer to maybe to Telangana. This is in Bidar district. The first three. The fourth one you can see, fourth and the bottom one is from a place called Timmampalli, which is in Chikkaballapur district. Okay, and then bottom you see the blackboard here. So this teacher Shweta, she has written everything on the blackboard, what she learnt to teach them in the class. Because sometimes access to the tablet, they don't have a smart TV, a smart class. Umnabad, you can see they have a smart class there. You can see the TV screen there. In the case of Timmampalli, they don't have, they have a smart TV. But they have tablets given to them donated by an NGO. So they have got 10 tablets which they have given to the students on a rotational basis. In case of Shweta, the first school that I mentioned, they have only one tablet. So she has to make use of the blackboard to teach the students what she has learned and to teach them. So far, this was another question that was asked to me just before that. What is the current status? Somebody asked me that question. So I said, wait for the presentation. So we have 30 government schools across Karnataka today, 2 community centers. I would add yours as one of them. One of the community center is in Thane. Thane is in Maharashtra, where children who belong to, the migrant community, UP, Bihar, etc., who stay in slums, they are part of the program. And then we have 3 partner NGOs involved. One of the NGO I mentioned, your NGO, which is RDF Trust. 8 districts, which includes your district now. 3 states, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Telangana. And as of today, we have 259 users. I have given the exact number. We can actually go up by even 500, but then we are going very slow now for the time being, because we don't want to rush into it without seeing the success of the app. We can say it is successful, but yet I am not fully satisfied unless more and more teachers, they give us their feedback and tell us, okay, this is something that you lack, this is something that we can have, some more features. So we have not gone very aggressive, we are going very slow, and I'm sure by January second week we will have the second version of the app. A new set of students have now come in. They are developing the second version of the app, which will have much more better features, and I think 250 becoming 500 is not going to be difficult for us. In January, I'm saying, 2025. 88 teachers are using the app, which again includes your number, which is a huge number, 32. 147 students are using the app directly. And indirectly, you look at the huge number. These are the students from the school, who do not have an app, who sit in the classroom and get the knowledge from the teachers. It's a huge number. And the NGO staff, there are a few NGOs who wanted their staff to get trained. There are about 24. 160 users have already got certified. I mean, they have completed the course and certified. And we have 8 strong user champions. And who are those user champions? You can see at the bottom. These are the 4 top ones. The numbers are here. Shweta, 47 users they have impacted, both the teachers and students. Saubhagya is the second one, 18. Manjunath, recently, just 2 months old, into the Sulabh App family, 54. Bhaskar, 19. But look at his schools, 15 schools he has propagated the app. And then the last one, of course, the last one will become first very soon. Shri Malaya Gantagaru, 50. So this he should now go into the top in the next presentation. Then what are the achievements? And so firstly, all the batch toppers, they were given certificates by the HM of the school. I have myself gone and given certificates to wherever I was invited to these government schools. These are the teachers who are felicitated. I mean, the user champions who are felicitated. And then the Sulabh App distribution, I was available for the second and third one, where I personally went and distributed the certificates. And this is how the certificate looks like at the bottom right. Okay, this is how it looks like. And you can see 2 cups, means he is the topper in the course. So all the teachers, all the user champions have first got trained, used the app in detail, they become experts, and then they have become user champions. Because the user champions play a very important role, as I mentioned, where they also help others to use, access the app, or if they have any problem, they try to solve it themselves. When they are not able to solve the problem or solve the doubts or queries, that is when they come to us to get a solution. So already in the press now, when we launched the app, there were a couple of Kannada newspapers that published our launch. It was not a launch actually. After the test field, the field test was completed, when the Swiss students came. So there was some news here, and then Shweta, who is one of the most active user champion, I've asked her to join after some time so that you can meet her. See her in person. So Shweta has been featured in a couple of articles already, leading NGO magazine and then Wonder Woman Wednesday. So she has already been featured. And these are the three gentlemen I mentioned that they are going to, or rather, I have the videos which I am going to play. One is Murthy Garu, who is our advisor. Ken Ritley, I don't know, he has grown a beard. Today is his birthday, by the way. Last one I mentioned is about a girl, just 10-year-old girl, Shirisha, who has used the app, and you can watch for yourself how fluently she speaks in English. Of course, not just because of the app, she has also practiced a lot in English.